Hello, my name is Jesse, and this is The Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time. Today is the return of Ace Combat 2. I've heard this game very few times, maybe even just once. Don't remember, but at least once, for sure. And we're hearing two songs today, Bear Tracks and Sunset Glow, both from the channel, very fitting, Ace Combat fan. Both of these song titles, by the way, seem very intriguing, especially the second one. I'm definitely going to judge a book by its cover. If I hear a name like Sunset Glow, that's probably the best song in the soundtrack. Just throwing that out there. These are requested by DJ Singletone. Thank you very much. We are getting into it. Don't know the composer. Does it say here? Nope. Alright, let's get into it. Ace Combat. Dogfighting jet game with bangers. Bass right away. Have I heard metal in Ace Combat before? Oh god. That guitar signal is something. I'm gonna take a guess that this was recorded in like 99 or something? Let's look it up right now, actually. I was about to start typing it. Dude, as soon as I was about to say, Ace Combat is very musical. I already knew that, but it's like, it still blows my mind that this is a jet fighter game. I wasn't expecting the street section at all. Yeah, especially after this, it's like really raw. Ace Combat 2, 1997. Damn, I was close. What did I say? 98, 99? Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like that, like PlayStation. Do I have a composer here? The player controls one of 24 different fighter jets through 21 different missions. Kota Takahashi. It's weird. It's like going from like this heavy rock thing to this exotic thing, and then it adds the strings later, which is I think coming right here. Turns into Castlevania all of a sudden. It sounds like it could have been on the radio or something. I say that as there's a track breakdown. Oh wow, listen to those MIDI drums. Oh, that was interesting. That fill right there. This is a beautiful case of like work with what you have, you know? When you're a kid, I'd imagine, like really young, you're not really too sure if something's a real instrument or not. You just kind of like it for what it is. And then as your ears develop, growing older, although I'm pretty sure that's a real guitar. I'm almost positive that's a real guitar. So distorted. Ace Combat is this anomaly for me as far as soundtracks. It's always going to stand out because I remember when I first started doing this in like late 2021, Ace Combat was one of the first games I checked out in like, I don't know, I would say like the first 50 episodes or something like that, and it was Ace Combat Zero, and that was quite a introduction with the song Zero. We went flamenco territory, and I was like, what? And since then, I've heard a lot of emphasis on bass and just real, like, even in this case where there wasn't vast instrumentation of real instruments, you can still tell like they were always trying to be incredibly musical. I don't know if I've heard the original Ace Combat. I can't keep track of all of them. I don't think I have, but I'm really curious as to what that sounds like. I've heard 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm like almost positive on 3. I'm not entirely sure. I know 2, I know 4, I know 5. I think even 6 and 7. Either way, I can't keep track. But I don't know about the first one. I'm really curious how that sounds. It's also not every day that you have a game franchise that has spanned so many years and is pretty much immortal. I just figure Ace Combat's going to go on forever as long as Bandai Namco's around. It's just always going to be a thing. And I'm pretty sure this is before. Yeah, no, this is way before Bandai joined. It was just Namco at this point, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so to me it sounded very, very... Because I grew up with the PlayStation 1. So I knew... well, I should rephrase this. I grew up with the kind of sound fonts and the... even though it was CD quality at this time, people were still, not really sure about using instruments, or it was like the transition phase, I guess. The late 90s were a very interesting time for technology in general. Like, the internet was starting to become kind of, even though it's been around, earlier than that, it was. I feel like it wasn't until like AOL and like the late 90s where people just started to go online and go on like Netscape Navigator and stuff like that. Shout out if you remember Yahooligans or GeoCities. And then, I noticed soundtracks once I started to get into the PS2, then it was for sure real instruments and stuff like that. I know there was stuff on the PS1 that was like that, but it has a charm to it. I don't mind it. But it's crazy to me. This just shows my age, but it's crazy to me that there's new generations of kids playing games that I can almost assure you this will sound like incredibly dated to them. They grew up with songs that have a full-on band or 30-person orchestra or something like that. Where, unfortunately for us, like 30-plus-year-olds, this is considered retro now. Yeah. Which, I don't know, it's kind of cool at the same time, but this doesn't sound like off to me. It sounds great. Which is probably the same exact way that my older viewers feel when I listen to NES and SNES. It's not that much of a difference, but it was the generations before. And you can tell the huge difference between like an 8-bit sound and like at least the PS1 is a gigantic leap. Anyways, Ace Combat though, it's just always it's kind of like funny to me how musical it is, despite my lack of knowledge of it. I've always just said it, and I never mean it in a mean way. I just never really like dove into footage and seeing like more than 10 seconds of Ace Combat. But just to give you an idea, in my head, it's always just... This is the mentality every time I hear a jet fighter game on this channel. It's like, how is there music here? It's like all you're doing is surely just flying around and shooting, right? I know it sounds like very closed-minded, but in a way, it keeps these reactions pure, because it always surprises me that how is this music in these games where I'm just floating around and dogfighting. It's wild to me, but it sounds awesome. It sounds awesome. Namco, dude, by the way, Namco soundtracks? Jeez. Tekken? Ridge Racer? Ace Combat? What am I missing? I'm forgetting something. Mr. Driller? Was that Namco? I don't know. Let me know your favorite Namco soundtrack. But damn, dude. Yeah, I don't know why that's called Bear Tracks, but... Anyways, I'm excited for this one. Oh, I guess I should mention one thing about the other song. The guitar. While sounding really, really cool, it reminded me of... again, I don't mean this in any bad way. It's just true. but like that sort of guitar quality with like that much distortion and almost no mixing, for lack of a better word. It reminds me of, I bet you any guitarist that's listening to this can relate to that when they first started to record their guitar. That's kind of what it sounded like. It was just very rough, and it sounds like a demo basically. And again, I don't mind that. I think it's really cool. I still listen to some of my demos from 20 something years ago, and even though it sounds quote unquote bad, there's like a charm to it, you know? So to me, that was nostalgic, you know? But I just want to be clear because, you know, some people will hear all of a sudden, what do you mean it sounded poor quality? It's just did, you know? It's a game in its infancy, you know? There's not a lot of budget and stuff at this point. So I think that's really cool. You can actually hear the growth of stuff. So I think you guys understand. I don't have to explain anything. You're all adults. But there are some people, this is the internet, they just don't talk about my game like that. This is Sunset Glow from Ace Combat 2. That name, dude. Something about that name. I feel like the smoothest keyboard or bass line is going to happen in the first 5 seconds with a name like that. Let's go. Or both. The bass sounds great in this game. It's so prominent. Confirmed, if you have Sunset in your title, it would be a banger. My reference for that is Strange Sunset from Street Fighter EX. This is mad impressive what they're doing with the drums. The programming them. Jet Fighter game. Keyboard solo, let's go. Damn, dude. Wait, is this the same composer as Ridge Racer? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. No. Maybe. Wait. I see you, DJ Singleton. I see. My ears are getting too strong now. Also recency bias. You know what this sounds like? This sounds extremely arcade. This has such an arcade soundtrack to me right here. Like a sound made to attract you as you're walking by. That kind of thing. Woo! Ace Combat music is perfect for someone to try to stump someone in like a trivia. Show someone this, and have them guess where it comes from. They'll be like, I don't know, Mega Man or Sonic or something. This sounds like a fighting game too. Again, Namco. Oh. I wonder if there was any bleed over into Tekken composers. I know Namco does that a lot. This being included. Oh, you guys got me. Oh, it's over? Man, I was about to go on a deep dive. Hold on, I'm sorry. You gotta give me 2 seconds here. I As soon as I said that, I was like, wait a minute. Let's see if they've ever worked on anything Tekken. Because Tekken has always had a plethora of composers. Like, a lot. And a lot of them seem to be, like, Namco contributors, so... Ooh! Okay, so this person worked from 1995 to 2001. Oh, for Namco, I should say. Ridge Racer, and... Ace Combat... Hold on. I feel like I feel like I'm on about to uncover greatness here. There's too many to go through. Oh, here we go. Ridge Racer, Ace Combat 2, Ridge Racer R-Type 4, Ridge Racer 5, B-Mania, Tekken 5. Let's go. Wait a minute. Hold on. Console version. I love the console version of Tekken 5. Tekken 5 is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. And I haven't even heard that whole soundtrack. I've only heard like 5 songs or so. Hold on. What did he do in Tekken 5? Dude, but there's so many people in that. Yeah, I'm already looking at like 5 different composers for Tekken 5. Okay, we're gonna take a quick recess while I look for something really quick. BRB. Behold, I bring you this bountiful harvest. I did some research and Kota Takahashi composed. What better fitting song title than Ground Zero Funk from Tekken 5? An amazing song. I'm gonna show you this. I've always known about this song. I've never knew who it was. Now I do. So thank you for connecting those dots. Listen to this beauty. Ground Zero Funk. Wow. Okay. So I'm glad I caught that at the end because I recently just did a video for R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. I think that's the title. R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, I think. And that was an incredible series of songs, including Your Vibe. And then I heard like a lyrical version. And fun fact, that video inspired another video that I made called Saxual Content in Video Games, where it's like highlighting saxophone in video game music. And so it was recent, right? So then I hear this one, same requester, by the way. And I was like, okay, Ridge Racer. It sounds like, okay, oh, the Namco. Oh, okay. And then I started the dots were connecting like in real time. I'm going to have to like look back on this video and see if, because I don't watch my videos after. I just upload them and let them go into the wilderness. So I'm going to have to watch this and see if I can visually see like stuff happening in my head. Because in here, it was just like constantly firing off. Like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, Tekken. And then I went into a deep dive. So yeah, Kota Takahashi is, well, there's multiple composers on this too, but you guys set me on a deep dive there. Anyways, wow. Yeah, it's nice though, you know, like it's nice when you break the mold. I've always been about that, you know. I've never, I guess just me in person in general, like, you know, I never like to kind of look the same as a bunch of people or whatever, you know, case. I don't know if that makes me a hipster or something, but you know, I just there's a beauty in just being yourself or just following the vision. And to me, like when I think of a jet fighter in my head, I immediately go to cinema, movies, something like that, like Independence Day, something like that. So I envision like big orchestral scores and very atmospheric. So having these games be so filled with musical ideas, with bass and funk and flamenco and beats, it's cool as hell. It's cool as hell. I've liked everything from Ace Combat so far. And they're extremely talented group of composers that they choose. You know, one of my favorite songs from Final Fantasy VII Remake, where you're fighting the Valkyrie, was composed by Ace Combat composer, so I'm just like, okay, well that makes sense, and it totally works. Totally works. Damn, dude. Anyways, you got me gushing over here. By the way, one last thing before I get out of here. The reason I'm so excited about all this is because you guys are kind of watching my journey with video game music, but also like myself, because even though I always have questions and I still find it difficult retaining information because I listen to so much stuff all the time. I get so much like stimulation visually, audibly, and all that. So, you know, me being able to remember something or recognize something, for me, it's like a huge deal. And it's really, really cool because once upon a time before the auditorium, I had an amazing memory and I was spiffy with it. But man, it's not the case anymore. And it's not age. It's just, I went from, I have all the time in the world to do whatever because I'm poor, to, oh my god, who are all these people talking to me? Oh my god, who are all these songs? What are all these games, composers? What are these song titles? What are these consoles? What are these games I'm playing? Thank you, DJ Singleton. Awesome request. Per usual, if you guys wanted to get an idea, some kind of patterns of some requesters, you might see them every now and then. This requester is a huge fan of Persona, Ace Combat, Ridge Racer. You're starting to see a pattern here of just groove. Good vibes. Thank you to all my patrons here. I cannot be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse, and the Auditorium. Peace.